Flosstube. Can you believe it's December already? I'm having a hard time believing it. This month was so busy. Welcome to my channel. I am KatieCat14 and this is Cross Stitching in Chaos. And this is my December video. So I'm going to start with a little life update. It's something I'm trying to remember to do. Sometimes I can be so focused on my projects and my whips and my plans that I forget to tell you guys about me and my life and who I am. And I know this is cross stitch, but some of it's personal, right? So I hope you'll bear with me just a minute. It'll be a quick update. It's been very, very busy. I'm looking at my notes. Got notes. I always feel so accomplished when I remember my notes. The boys, we do homeschool, and we've had a lot of events recently. We have had church events. We have had events with our like charter school that we're signed up with. So I get to pick out their curriculum and I get to choose whatever I want to teach them, and I get to teach them at home. But I still have a charter school that can help me if I get stumped and need advice. If the boys are struggling, they can step up and be like, oh, we can help you with resources and all that thing. And they have events every once in a while. So we went and watched Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That was super fun. They had popcorn and some snacks. And then we did some, one of our, because we live in Alaska, one of our native Alaskan teachers with our charter decided to host a skin sewing class. So she actually brought some elk skin and some cow skin, and the boys got to sew together their very own skin pouch. And she actually used a really thick hollow needle, and it was like one end was longer than the other, so that when you pierced the skin with it, it like smoothly went in, and it was amazing. Emery actually did a really good job. He stitched all of his. I actually have no idea where he put it. Jackson kind of had a breakdown. It was too difficult for him. It was hurting his fingers. I understand it hurt my fingers, but I did finish his for him. And I still think the experience was a good one. We are hoping to go on a trip next year, 2024 in September. I'm still trying to work out the details, but we're trying to fundraise for that trip. So what we're going to is an international Pathfinder camporee. It happens once every 5 years. This next year is the first year that they will be old enough to go. It costs about $1,700 per person, and we are a family of 5 living off of one income. My husband is a trooper, and so we are trying to fundraise for it. This will not be a fundraising video, but these are some of the things that we've been doing in our life, so I wanted to share it with you. My husband does have a 3D printer, and he's used it mostly to make like clips. If we need something clipped, he'll print out a clip real quick, or if we need something fixed, he'll like design his own washer. Like, he has fun designing things. But because we're trying to fundraise for this trip next year, I have been learning how to use his 3D printer, and I have picked out designs that are free to use. We're not selling them, but they're still free to sell because all of the patterns are released. All of the designs, sorry, cross stitch. All of the designs are released, and they're free to use, free to sell. We're not selling them. We're just asking for donations for whatever people feel comfortable with. And I go to a birders club once a month, and December happens to be the members month, where you can bring anything bird related and sell it or give it away or repurpose it, recycle it, whatever you want to do with it. And so I am using his 3D printer to print out a whole bunch of bird stuff to take to our birders club meeting to sell for this fundraiser that we're doing. So this was the first thing that we did. They're bookmarks. They're owl bookmarks, and they're super thin. These are 3D printed. I wanted to print them white because I thought people might enjoy painting them, and white's a pretty nice neutral color. We did also print this prototype. It's in red with a white owl kind of overlay, and it's super fun. It did take longer though, but we might print more like this. It looks really neat. So I'm going to take those to my Birders Club, and I've also got pendants. These, I hope you can see them okay. These are owl pendants. Owl seems to be popular. They actually have holes in the ears. And what I'm going to do is I bought a spool of chain, like necklace chain. And I bought some necklace clasps. at Michael's, and I'm going to have the boys actually put these together. So I'm going to give them pliers that they can open the chain with, and I'll probably cut the chain for them because that's more in depth, but they can attach the chain and attach the thing and put it together. That because it's for them, it's their fundraiser. He also printed out this pendant that we're going to do the same thing with. I don't know, the bird is saying something. It's Tweewee, whatever the bird is saying, Tweewee. Anyway, it was super cute. I thought we'd print out a couple of these. We're going to print out a few ornaments with the Matsu Birders logo on it. And I have some earrings that we're going to print out too. And I have some earring thingies. You guys who are more crafty will know the name. I'm sure the name's on here. It says fish hooks, which is weird. But anyway, it'll be fun putting these together with the boys. So a new craft that I'm learning, 3D printing, and now I can start the print and I can change the filament, but I really don't like to. I normally ask my husband to do that, and he typically takes the designs that I've picked out and loads them onto a card for me so that I can just print it on the machine. Anyway, new experience, really fun. Maybe some of you have worked with 3D printers. Lots of fun. I'm also involved in a lot of music, so I am part of the Matsu Valley in Alaska, of course. It's Wasilla, Palmer, and Eagle River, and a few other places. But they have a Messiah choir, and I'm part of that, and our dress rehearsal is tomorrow night. I'm so excited, so that'll be really fun to go to. Our bagpipes are not in the mail yet, but our bagpipes should be in the mail soon, and that's also very exciting. Our bagpipe club, the group that's been teaching us for 3 years, are actually having a Christmas concert thing in the Palmer Lutheran Church. So if you're in the area in Palmer, Alaska, and want to hear some bagpipes, it's free to go to. It's going to be super fun. Okay, I think that's all for our life update. It's just very busy. I wanted to talk about WIPGO. So the first one that I did was those pipers and drummers for Christmas. Remember last time I actually was a little bit goofy and I realized in the middle of my video that I could use these for my Christmas WIPGO, and sure enough, I did. My husband helped me measure my fabric, and it turns out this is more like 8 count, which is very, very, very large. Very large. It's taking me 4 strands of floss to get the coverage that I like. I could probably use 3, but I wouldn't like 3. And because the squares are so big, it's taking an awful lot of floss. This was probably like 8 or 9 starts with the thread, and it was a lot. So that's how far I got. I'm going to continue working on this through December. I did actually end up redesigning the pipers one, because remember I said I didn't like that they were like trumpet horns. I wanted them to be more like pipes, like bagpipes, and I redesigned it. But I ran into a technicality, I guess. The bagpipes actually go and cover the P and the S for the word pipers. Maybe we can put in a picture. That hasn't worked well in the past, but we can try. I asked my family which they would prefer. If they would prefer the bagpipes to be in front of the names, blocking out some of the name, the word, or if they would prefer the pipes to be in the back, but they would be just a little bit different, because I would have to like jut the pipes out farther than they had been. And all my family said they liked the pipes in front of the word pipers. But then I asked my stitching groups, and all of my stitching groups that I asked said that they liked the bagpipes behind the words. And so now I'm conflicted, because I already asked my family's opinion, and I tend to ask their opinion for a lot of things, and I don't often follow their opinion, which is a shame. I shouldn't ask if I'm not going to like follow, but I did want their opinion. But I know that my cross-stitching groups are more experienced with cross-stitch design and things like that, and unanimously they voted for having the pipes behind the word pipers. So I'm kind of dragging my feet on that one a little bit. But that's okay, because I have to finish drummers first, right? So this was hands-on design, I think? I said it in my last video. I forgot to get the information for this video. But anyway, it's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. My second whip go for November was Dinosaur Forest, and I did get a lot of project. Sorry if you can hear my boy. He's screaming like a banshee. I got a lot of progress on this. More problems, lots of chaos. I ran out of this color green, so I can't finish this dinosaur, and it's not the only thing that's that color green on this whole Dinosaur Forest piece. So I have actually ordered a new floss pack from Owl Forest Embroidery. I always call them Owl Forestry, and that's not correct. But anyway, I'm trying to get it right. I'm hoping that they'll match somewhat, because I don't want to rip out my dinosaur. That was a lot of work. There's like 1,500 stitches in that one dinosaur. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. And all I need is this tiny little part right here. So I'm hoping that when I get the floss, it'll match. But I did get the volcano, and I started on this little T-Rex thingy, and I got this flower thingy going, and it's turning out really pretty. I really like it. I especially like how the gradient is doing. Variegation. I like the variegation. I think it looks really nice. Alright, so in November, we already knew what our December WIPGO numbers were, because it's the end of the year. It's process of elimination. So I was really struggling, because the ones that I had on my WIPGO board, I have completely lost interest in one of them. Sad story, I ordered Celtic Spring by Lavender and Lace off of Amazon. I did not know anything, and it was by Joy Sunday, and I've heard that a lot of their pieces are pirated, and so I was really struggling. I really love the whole Celtic series. I love spring and summer and winter, and they have a whole bunch of other ones. I love the fancy ladies and the bride part of it. But of course I didn't want to, I feel really bad. I felt really bad. So I was going to purchase the pattern from Lavender and Lace and then just continue. But then I got on to 1, 2, 3 stitch, and it's a lot more extravagant doing it originally than it was with this travesty of a kit that I ended up getting. And I really kind of lost my passion for it because of the whole thing. I feel bad. And so I didn't really want to stitch it anymore. And I was like, you know what? I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got an awful lot of stuff going on. So I'm just going to switch that out. So I switched out the Celtic Spring with our fundraiser. So I'm actually really excited about this. I mean, really. I have ADHD. I have a really hard time planning things. To expect myself to be interested in projects that I added to my WIPGO a whole year ago is kind of asking a lot. I have a hard time meal planning for the next week, let alone planning for the next year. So honestly, it's not very surprising to me that I just don't want to stitch on this project anymore, even without all of the drama. I just don't want to stitch on this project anymore. So what I'm going to do is I actually have a whole bunch of cross-stitch magazines. A whole bunch. I have like a filing cabinet of cross-stitch magazines. And I found like this one. My video's backwards. I can't see it. It says #1 designs for cross-stitchers. In this magazine, there's this cute little Christmas bird. And I'm going to stitch those into earrings. And I can take those to my birders group and try to sell them for our fundraiser. Sorry. Give them away for donation for our fundraiser. This one is in, I showed you the magazine. It's weird how they do this in the magazines. They have like the introduction and then the pattern and then more pictures, so you have to skip it. But it's in this section, Christmas is coming, and it's a whole advent calendar. But I'm just going to take that one bird and stitch it into a pair of earrings. I also have, where did I put my magazines? There they are. I also have this magazine. apparently I got from a thrift store. Cross Stitch Crazy. And it's got some really, really cool spring things in it. Like, this is a calendar you can make, a calendar cover. But I'm just going to take this bird here and turn this one bird into an earring, a pair of earrings. And it's got a couple birds like that in here that I can do. They don't have pictures of all of the things that are in the patterns, and I can't show you the pattern, so. But anyway, there's a couple of them in there that I can do. And in this magazine, it's another Christmas one. It's a World of Cross Stitch magazine. They have things like this. It's a smaller piece, but I can take just the dove with the leaf in its mouth, the olive branch probably, and I can turn that into a pair of earrings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch these small things, and I'll have to like invert them, except the doves, there's one on each side, but I'll have to like flip it around and invert it so that when you wear the earrings it's the same. And I'm going to stitch it on some plastic Aida, and I'm going to back it with some felting, and I'm going to add these fish hooks onto them and make earrings. And that is going to be my whip go for December, and it's kind of perfect because I need it done. And this is a perfect opportunity to get it done. My second whip go project is actually, it's really funny that these two, it's completely random, right? Whip go, they just call numbers every month. These were two of the projects that were from Iffy Kits. So this was another Amazon kit. I did not purchase it. My niece purchased it because she thought it was pretty. And it is pretty. So it's a group of cardinals. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. But then she realized she doesn't cross stitch. Her mom knows how, but she doesn't cross stitch, my sister. And they couldn't like get it done. It was a big one. So they sent the kit to me, and they thought maybe Auntie Katie would do it for me. Well, the problem is that it's like a really big cross stitch, first of all. Secondly, it was a stamped kit with the worst canvas. Super hard, super unwieldy. I hate stamped kits. I hate having to like wash out the colors. I hate stitching on that thick. It's like the fabric is so hard it's gonna fray your string, your thread as you're pulling it through. So no problem. I know where fabric is. I can substitute the fabric. But then it also comes with like really horrible floss. And I thought this was a pirated pattern just because of the way the kit was set up. This was the only picture of the kit in the entire thing. It's a stamped cross stitch. There's English words on the bottom that are supposed to be directions, but they're not written in a way that you can understand them. So like, I could probably find it. So real quick, stamped, horrible. Like, if you like stamped cross stitches, I love that. I love that for you, but it's just not my thing. This says, this pattern's printing pigments is water soluble. Stop to get wet. So technically I know what that means. The pigments, water soluble, don't get them wet. But it's written in a way that you know it wasn't written by a native English speaker, which is not a big deal, except that that's how a lot of the pirated kits come. They come from other countries that they just steal the thing and send it on to someone. So I searched and I searched and I searched and I like looked online, and I could not find anywhere other than Amazon that sold this kit. I could not find a designer. I could not find anywhere they would have stolen it from. Now that doesn't mean they didn't steal the artwork. It still could have been someone else's artwork, but I couldn't find this picture. I did a Google search for this picture, this image. Couldn't find it anywhere. So I thought, well, if I can't make it right and the kit has already been purchased, I might as well stitch it for my niece. So, if you guys know where this came from, please let me know, because I am absolutely willing to purchase it legitimately from whoever's artwork this might be. Everything that I could find said that this was the original place that sold it as a cross-stitch kit, and I couldn't find that picture anywhere else either. But I decided to stitch it on this blue fabric because of the blue background. I don't really want to stitch all of that blue. That will help me with the time. I'll still probably do 10 stitches with the dark blues down here, but I just thought this fabric was perfect. So this is Bestitch Me fabric called Shoreline. Shoreline. And then tonight, actually, my mom, she's so sweet. She's in her 70s. She went out with me out on the town. We went shopping. And in this day and age, shopping means getting essentials, not just having fun. But we had fun too. We always have fun together. And so we took the, I actually tore it in half. It came with this, it's really stringy, it's really flimsy floss. It's really, really icky floss. And it came in this, like, cheap thing. And what I did was I tore it in half, and I gave her one, and I kept one. And the store was closing in 10 minutes. So we got to Joann's with 10 minutes. And I hate it when people do this to people, but we knew that we could be quick. And we went down the DMC aisle, and we're like, this floss is close. So we would compare the floss, and we're like, okay, that one's good, and that will be for that one, and this one will be for that one. And we got out of there just on time. We were at the cash register at 5:59 maybe, and the poor lady, she was like, ladies, we're gonna be closing, and we're like, we know, we're sorry, we'll be so quick. And we did good. So we replaced all of that floss with this good floss, DMC, hopefully good floss. Sometimes DMC has problems, but, and, I'm ready to start this tomorrow. Today, December. This is my December stitch, so what an adventure. What an adventure. And I just think it's really funny that WhipGo called both of those kits at the same time, the iffy kits. Man, could not have planned it. It's going to be gorgeous, though. It's going to be super pretty. All right. Oh, the draw is stressing me out. Other whips, of course, my Thy Word. I'm going to find it. I got it out. And I lost it. I haven't moved from this spot since I got it out. Where did I put it? Excuse me one moment. Okay, I found it. It's right here. It was actually under my notes for this video. Oh, that's backwards. I mean, you can see the back if you want. This is the back. It's not the cleanest. It's not the messiest. It's okay. I have started the backstitch. Yay! This project should be done soon. This was my Saturday project. I actually work on it during church, which has been super helpful because I can pay attention better when I have something to do with my hands. I have finished all of the crosses, all of the X's, and I have started on the backstitching. This is Thy Word from Leisure Arts. I still have a lot of backstitching to do. So there's like embroidery in the curtain. There's embroidery that comes along the bottom of the project itself. There's pins sticking out of the thing. I've got to backstitch all of the lamp details. There's a lot of work still to do on this one. I can never tell how long backstitching is going to take me, and I don't like backstitching, so it always takes me longer because of that. But it's gorgeous. It's looking so pretty. And it definitely should be done by Christmas, which is the important part. My mom actually will not be here by Christmas, so if it gets done a little bit after Christmas, she's visiting other family in what we call the lower 48, which is just the rest of the United States, other than, it's basically the contiguous United States, not the continental United States, because Alaska is part of the North American continent. So my siblings are in the contiguous United States, which we call the lower 48, and she's going to visit them for Christmas. So if I have that done just a tiny bit after Christmas, it won't be a big deal, because we're going to do Christmas with her when she gets back. Okay. Treasure Island. I have been working on Treasure Island. It has not been going the fastest. I did warn you guys that I was a slow stitcher. It is still true. I wonder. This is too wide to put on one. Let's see if we can do this. Alright, so I don't feel like I got much progress done on this treasure island. Here it is. I did finish, where am I? I did finish the ship there. And I did start on the back stitching for the pictures for the characters. And I'm really, really loving how it's turning out. I really do. I probably haven't worked on this quite as much as normal because I have started a few new starts. I did the Pipers, and I did Winter Woods. That's been a big one. And there's another big one that I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you. But I'm still working on it. I'm plugging away at it, and I'm planning on continuing. I love this design. I love Treasure Island. Treasure Planet was a good movie, too. I thought that it accurately portrayed the spirit